It's not bad writing. It's emotionally stunted space wizards trying to flirt. Hello there, and welcome to this week's episode of Memeobi's Galaxy. While traveling for work down in Texas, I had a chance to meet up with a local cosplayer, a longtime friend, and a fellow awkward homeschooler to tackle what many fans call the worst writing in all of Star Wars, Attack of the Clones. Sitting down at the library, we dove headfirst into Anakin and Padmé's much-debated love story, and make the case that it actually makes sense when you look at who these characters are, where they come from, and their shared and separate experiences that shaped them leading up to this film. Sit back, grab some Jawa juice, and enjoy this week's episode of Memeobi's Galaxy. People say George Lucas can't write romance, but what if that's exactly the point? I don't like sand. What if that line isn't bad writing? It's a window into his trauma. Today we're talking about two people both raised by an institution that stole their childhoods, try and fail to love like normal people. Hello there and welcome back to Memeobi's Galaxy, a Star Wars podcast. Today we're diving into the most debated parts of Attack of the Clones, the love story of Anakin and Padmé. I am joined by a friend of the podcast and a fellow Star Wars lover. Miriam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here.
Okay, just side note for everyone listening. We just recorded about 15 minutes of this episode and then my recorder died or something. Anyway, so we're starting over. So let's learn a little bit about you. Who are you? Who are you?
I am me.
But nobody else knows. What does that mean?
So
what's your deal?
I grew up with Star Wars, so Star Wars is like a big part of my life.
So you do like Star Wars?
Oh, I love Star Wars. Have you seen my phone?
Well, no one has seen your phone. So fun fact, she changed her lettering, wording, font, whatever you call it.
The system font of my phone. I changed it to Aurebesh.
Aurebesh lettering, which I cannot speak, which I can speak. We've had this.
You're speaking it right now.
I can't read it. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous that you did that, by the way.
It's super easy to learn because it's literally just the alphabet, but they assigned
but you have to learn
different symbols.
I know, but it's like every language, kind of, in a way.
Not really, no.
You also have a Jedi Fallen Order phone case. So you do like Star Wars.
Yeah, I think so.
What else do you do that you do for Star Wars? Do you happen to cosplay by any chance?
I do. I have a Jedi costume and a Jawa. And
you do have a Jawa. That's insane.
As a 6-foot girl, a lot of people always ask me, "Aren't you a little tall for a Jawa?" And I'm like, we're in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
It kind of makes it more fun. You either need to be Jawa size or really tall. I don't know.
Yes.
For some reason, it like works for me better that way. I don't know why.
It's so much fun being a Jawa, though.
That is you. So before we get into it, we're going to do an icebreaker, which we totally haven't done before. Mount Rushmore.
I've been there.
There's 4 faces. It's shorter than I expected. Mount Rushmore. What is your Mount Rushmore of Star Wars women? Have you heard of women before?
Women?
There's a few in Star Wars. There's not many main character ones, but there are a few.
Yeah, now that you mention it, you never realize that there's not that many women characters in Star Wars, at least notable ones, until you actually think about it.
Your top 4 Mount Rushmore of women. And if you don't choose Cy Snoodles, I'm going to be mad.
Well, I grew up watching Padmé, so she's definitely on there.
Is she number 1? If you had to rank them overall, actually. So you also have to rank them now.
Oh, I got to rank them? Okay. Yes. Probably. I've always loved Padmé.
Sure.
She was
100%.
one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. Prequels are better.
Leia's a good one, of course. Ahsoka.
Yes, Ahsoka has to be on there.
It has to be.
They're
like the big 3.
Your point for point on mine I have written down here. I did in the airport the other day. And what is number 4?
There's 2 that I could choose from, but I think
there's 3, but it's okay. Yaddle. No, you're not choosing Yaddle?
I don't.
Okay, which one are you choosing? Which one?
I'm going to go with the one that I actually really want to cosplay more, so Sabine.
Sabine Wren. That is a wonderful choice. That is who I chose as well. So we have the exact same top 4 women in Star Wars.
We shared a brain cell.
Hey, you already knew what my top 4 were, so you cheated. I think those are just like the best, well fleshed out characters in Star Wars in general. Women.
For sure.
Or they're
I mean,
top.
Sabine is just so creative and artsy.
I know.
I am myself am also very creative and artsy. So that's, yeah.
She's a ton of fun. And I think, anyways. Yes, I agree. Great top 4. Transition. Now, we're going to get into, that was a good transition, wasn't it?
The best.
We're going to get into episode 2, specifically about Anakin and Padmé's love story. Why I think it isn't poorly written or poorly executed. Anakin. I believe Anakin is an awkward, sheltered homeschool kid.
Oh my God, yes. You're so right.
He is. I was homeschooled, so I know this.
I was homeschooled too.
Now, I was very sheltered, but I didn't come out as awkward as a lot of children.
Yeah.
Right? So, like,
I was actually pretty social. Like,
Yeah.
I've been told, like, technically only once, but
Yes.
that I'm very social for a homeschooled person.
but here's the thing. You got to think about it. Even in public school, there's still awkward kids.
There is.
There's just awkward kids.
There
There's
are
a
still
higher,
shy kids.
There's still a higher chance, yes, if you're homeschooled, to be that way. But yeah, I think there's a lot of personality things that go on. And then in Anakin's case, I think it's a little bit deeper than that. But yes, I was super sheltered, raised in a Christian household. Yeah, I didn't know what the F word was until I was 15. That's how sheltered I was.
Wow.
Like, I'm talking sheltered. I didn't even hear one. Didn't even know what it was. That's how
I was
that's,
sheltered a bit, but not like that.
That's the
Like,
level.
I don't even remember when I learned
Now, granted,
what the F word was.
maybe it's because I didn't pay attention to what people said and didn't listen to anyone. That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that.
To be young and innocent again.
Yeah. Hey, shut up.
We're talking R2.
R2, be quiet over there. So, Anakin. He was born a slave in a not very social environment. Yes, he had some friends, right? But they didn't really, they were kind of mean to him.
Yeah.
Right? Episode 1, they're like, yeah,
Like, if
you're
it had
never
come
going to get
down
that.
to it, they wouldn't have, like...
They were buddies.
Yeah.
They're more like buddies than like
Yeah.
friends, I would say. But he did have his mother who loved him, which the Jedi is not quite as loving. So he had that until he was 9. Then he made this big commitment to leave his mother, which is, boy, imagine having to give away your son. Intense. That movie hits different now that I'm a parent.
Real.
That hits way different now. Like, as a kid, I'm like, oh, okay, bye, Mom. Now I'm like, ooh. Like, she's doing what's best for him to have a better life. I'm like, that is so deep and intense. So, anyways, not talking about episode 1. I love episode 1, one of my favorite Star Wars movies by far. Anyways, Anakin makes his big commitment at 9 years old to go live with space wizards who do talk funny. And I think another point I didn't say earlier was, yes, he was raised by people who talk a little funny and, they talk really proper, and Obi-Wan says this and Yoda's talking in riddles all the time. But he also has probably murmurs and rumors of him being the chosen one. Right? So his ego is going to be inflated.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the best, So, that's Anakin. Let's talk Padme. Padme, wonderful character. Great actress. Love her.
Natalie Portman is gorgeous.
Completely killed it. So, she was kind of raised to be a politician. That was like her lot in life. Like, her family is like, yeah, you're going to be the queen, right? She became the queen at 14 or 13, something like that. One of the youngest queens in Naboo history. I think she just voted in, did 2 terms, I think is what it was.
Yeah, she did 2 terms.
But, like, that's a lot. Can you imagine being 14 and a queen of a planet? I think,
Literally.
right? Yeah, the entire planet is hers, technically. Yes, she has advisors and stuff, but she's put on a throne. She's put in, like, a lot of, like, she has to do things for other people only. Right. Which is very in line with the Jedi Order and Anakin, right? So Anakin, he's supposed to, like, only look out for other people's needs above his own. Same with her. Yes, she had more of a quote-unquote social circle, but they're all, like, aristocrats and, like, that kind of stuff.
She was one of the classic, like, rich kids kind of stuff, royalty.
Yes. And, like, we see that in, like, the Kenobi series with Leia and, like, her kind of rebelling against that life and, like, kind of how they would all act. Like, we get some of it in Clone Wars with that dude that likes Padme or whatever, that Anakin he freaks out and, like, chokes him out or whatever. That's a weird scene. So jealous. Anyways.
I mean, the guy didn't know.
I know. He's just like, hey, Padme, we've always liked each other. Anakin, I hate you. I'm like, whoa, dude. Talk about codependent. We're getting into that later.
The trickiness of keeping your marriage a secret from everyone.
That would be hard. that would be difficult to be secretly married.
Padme's like, I'm sorry, I'm unavailable, but I can't tell you why.
I'm married to the grind. I'm married to the Senate. So Padme, right? So she's a queen, and then she's a senator, and like we're saying, like everything she does is for other people. Thus starts episode 2. Anakin hasn't seen Padme in about 10 years-ish.
Yeah.
9 to 10 years, right? Like at the end of episode 1, he's a tiny bit older.
Anakin does mention 10 years when they're in the elevator.
Yes.
So.
It's been 10 years since I've seen her, Master. So he's nervous because he's only ever...
Extremely.
He's, what do you call that when you're really hyperfixated on one thing?
Obsessed.
He's very obsessed.
He's very obsessed.
It's a problem.
It is a problem.
I'm not defending Anakin in this. He's creepy.
It actually reminds me of another character from this game that I've kind of been obsessed with lately.
Okay. What?
His name is Caleb, and he's from this gacha game called Love in Deep Space.
Okay.
But
I've never heard of any of this.
I didn't think you had, but
what is this?
It's a kind of it's got romance in it. So like you create your character, and you the way the game is set up is very unique.
Okay.
But there's 5 different guys, but Caleb's the only one that's important right now. But I can see him and Anakin, like there's some similarities.
Yeah.
Because the story with Caleb is he kind of lost some of his memories after an accident with something. Yeah. But using his gravity powers, he was able to protect his memories of the character you created.
So much lore.
Called MC.
His gravity powers.
So literally the only memories of his childhood is just MC.
Okay. Yeah.
So, of course, he'd be a little obsessed with her. He'd want to protect her. And
okay, I get what you're saying. Right.
She was the only thing that he can remember. So it's kind of the same thing with Anakin, because she's kind of the only girl that he kind of really, truly knew and met.
Right. That was outside of just the Jedi Order, which they're also super not into attachment, so they're not going to be like flirting with each other or whatever, or that's going to be reprimanded, right? Like I don't know what the reprimand for that is in the Jedi Order. Kind of right. The Jedi are kind of, they're kind of like a religion, right? They are a religion.
They're very religious.
Like a hokey religions, you know? So I don't know, like, what level of religion it is and, like, what the punishments are doing the wrong thing are. Like, is it like Catholic where you got to do a bunch of Hail Marys or whatever, you know, to repent?
There is, at one point, that Obi-Wan mentioned something about getting expelled,
yes. They'll expel you from the Jedi Order.
Yeah, that's one punishment that is possible to happen.
I will say, in episode 3, he doesn't care about that anymore. He's so over it.
No, he doesn't.
He's like, I don't care, dude. Like, he's so ready to be done, which there's a lot going on in that. But, so...
I don't think I could be a true Jedi. I personally would be a light gray Jedi, because I want the romance, but also...
No. You just be a Jedi under Luke in the extended universe.
That's true.
They're pretty chill. They get married and have babies. It's like fine.
My main Star Wars OC is a Jedi Padawan that survived Order 66. So she kind of got to grow up with those restrictions.
Everybody survived Order 66. Yoda, there's only you left, and then also like 12 other Jedi. But
literally,
we're not gonna talk about them.
Ahsoka.
We're not gonna talk about them. But you're the last one, Luke. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. Okay. Yes, Anakin just comes up to Padme, first time seeing her. He doesn't know how to talk to girl. He's like, his heart's racing. She says, Annie, you've grown. And he does this great line. So have you. I mean, more beautiful. I mean, for a senator, that is. And like.
She was only 14, so she probably did actually grow some more.
True. I mean, girls notoriously are taller at a younger age. So who knows? I don't remember. She definitely was taller now. But Anakin does this awkward, fumbly flirting he does right in front of Obi-Wan. Like, he doesn't know.
In front of everyone.
Oh, in front of Jar Jar. How could you do that? Jar Jar's the most suave man I've ever met in my life. I've met Jar Jar? No. Well, I don't know why I said I've met him. Anyways.
I've met him.
Well, that's fair. I'm going to meet him. I have so many messages to Ahmed Best. It's kind of embarrassing. He never replied. Anyways. No. We're talking about Anakin, right? He he like doesn't know social cues at all. He doesn't even know he shouldn't be saying this in front of Obi-Wan.
Because they don't teach the Jedi Padawans social cues because
Probably
they're not really
not.
they're not meant to be social. They're meant to be keepers of the peace.
And again, it goes back to personalities, right? Like we've seen a lot of other Padawans and like the Acolyte, which people will be mad at me for referencing that, but there's characters in the Acolyte that are Padawans and young, but they know better social cues because personalities and people are the factor. Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry that Anakin isn't the perfect main character, suave man that everyone wants him to be, but like, it kind of makes a more compelling story.
And more relatable.
I agree.
Because there are so many people who are just awkward. So
everyone's freaking awkward, man. Well, not everyone. There are people that have better charisma.
Everyone has their own level of awkwardness.
Yeah, and I think this kind of like you said, it does make it more relatable on like a more basic term. But yeah, so Anakin, he doesn't have an outlet to share. So once they have like alone time, like they're in her bedroom, she's packing, he just starts just going off, just sharing so much about his life. But I think it's because he's so comfortable around her, right? She's been in his dreams every night for 10 years. So he like, I love you, like.
Yeah, he feels like he knows her.
And I think her seeing that kind of I don't think she like falls in love with him that quick.
Right.
I think she's like, okay, this guy's like really sharing with me, but like that's not a problem.
She does mention that.
Don't look at me. It's creepy. That one. That one.
No.
Oh, because she says that. She's like, don't look at me like that.
Later on, she mentioned that she was dying from the moment.
That's true.
That he showed up again.
Jar Jar does say that
she did have something for him pretty much right away.
I can see that because again, I think it's the same as his side. This is a person he can like talk to. It's the same thing for her, right? Like she only has like seeing Andor and stuff now, like seeing like the ridiculous stuff that all the senators go through with like fake talking to each other and like doing this and just like doing these fake like things. Yeah. Having someone who opens up to her and it's like, wow, this person's being raw and like real with me. That's refreshing, even though some of them are creepy. And like he doesn't know when to back down and like stop staring at her weirdly. He's like, oh, like chill, Anakin, chill. But again, it's part of his inflated ego and like just his whole upbringing. And I don't know. I'm very against people saying it's bad acting on Hayden's part. Granted,
he's a great actor. He did a phenomenal job as Anakin.
I love him as Anakin. His Little Italy movie, not the best, but that could be directing. I'll just blame the director on that. I don't know who the director was. But he has a different movie later, and I don't like that movie.
I don't think I've seen it. The only other movie I've seen him in is
Jumper.
Jumper, yeah.
That was great. I love that movie.
That was a great movie.
Anyways, stop it. We're trying to stay focused here, woman. Okay.
I'm not distracted.
So
I'm doing side quests.
Oh, you're reading your sticker on your thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, where was I? They're oversharing. I think a lot of their falling in love happens off screen. Meaning there's a ton of deleted scenes where like he meets her family and they go on walks at her house and then they go out to like the chateau or whatever on the lake.
Oh, I didn't.
Dude, I'm actually, stay tuned. I'm about to post a lot of deleted scenes coming up.
I need to go watch those. Instagram. I didn't know those existed.
Don't worry. There's a compilation of all deleted scenes on YouTube. You can just watch them today. Great stuff.
I wish you had told me about that so I could have watched it right after finishing the movie
I was going to watch those before doing this. I can't quote exactly what happens, but he meets her sister and her dad and her mom and like all this stuff. And I think a lot of like her falling in love with him happens there.
Yeah, definitely. It's mostly all happens in Naboo.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know what the Jedi were thinking. I guess it was a test for Anakin, and I think he failed, I guess. But he really did fail.
Wow.
Because he didn't really protect her. They got in a lot of bad situations. Right, so they send this 19-year-old with the only girl he's ever thought about in 10... Like, they know that. He said it out loud to Obi-Wan. He knows that he's obsessed with Padme. Like, go to a romantic getaway. Like, just the two of you alone. Like, all right, guys, can we not think about this for a second? And like, granted, like it takes them a while, but like
you'd think they'd be more careful about that.
Well, apparently the Jedi don't know what they're doing,
or they were or maybe they were more oblivious to how much he was attracted to her.
Yeah, maybe
than they thought. Only Obi-Wan was truly aware of it.
Yeah, but Obi-Wan had his whole thing with that one girl. What's her?
Satine.
Yeah, Satine. Sorry, Duchess Satine. I'm really bad with names. I don't know many people's names. But yeah, I think sending them there was a really weird choice. Just completely alone. Then the classic line that everyone loves. Everyone loves the line, "I hate sand." I mean, granted,
it's one of the most quoted lines in Star Wars.
I don't think I want a life that didn't have that line. Like, I'm happy that it's there, even if it is awkward. But like, again, to me, it just goes into he doesn't know how to talk to people. She's like, "Oh wow, we had this great summer vacation and we used to go to the beach," and he's like,
"Yeah, we'd all just lay out on the sand and let the sun dry us."
Like he doesn't know to not kind of like rain on someone's parade.
Right.
He's just like, "Oh, you talked about sand. Oh, that reminds me. I hate sand. It's coarse and rough. Oh gosh, I got to
irritating.
Flirt now. Oh, but not like
it's everywhere.
It's smooth." It's a weird thing to say, dude. And then like,
but she didn't pull away when he was touching her.
But then like they kiss, right? So the kiss.
Yes.
The kiss has haunted me ever since. That's what he says. But she pulls away. But I think that's probably her upbringing. She's like, wait. Like
she was feeling guilty.
But she's such like a senator, right? Like she thinks ahead. Kind of like chess. Like you got to think a couple steps ahead. She's like, wait, this doesn't work. Right? Like you have to make logical choices in your relationships you're going to have. Like, hey, just because I like someone, like if we can't physically be together or like it just doesn't work, like she's thinking like, hey, let's think with our brains here a little bit. So she like pulls away.
How she literally says, "We'd be living a lie."
And he's like, "I'm sorry." Like, and I don't know. He's so
with the
19,
face that
dude.
he made right after that, you could tell he was like cringing with himself. He's like, "I shouldn't have done that. I'm so embarrassed." I could just see it in his face.
Yeah, and then they have the whole scene where they eat pears or whatever, and then they
Obi-Wan would kill me if he saw me doing this.
Saw me lifting pears with my brain. That's what they do. There's the scene. I think the one that gets people right. So like the story goes on. They end up at Tatooine or whatever to find his mother. He's like, "I'm going," and she's like, "I'll go with you. I'll support you in this." People like to hate on after he kills the Tusken Raiders, that scene of him yelling. People like to hate on that one a lot. People say that's really that's the main one that people say that's the bad acting.
He just lost his mother.
I know. People forget that. I have that note. I'm like,
clearly those people haven't lost a parent.
He just watched his mother die, and then yes, he did did some dark side stuff and like rage and like there's got really intense and murdered an entire civilization. It happens.
Losing a parent literally messes with your head.
Well, you're right there and like you have anger issues already. But then like people are like, "Oh, she doesn't react right." I'm like, I don't know. Like I guess I get it. Like, yes, that's a red flag, but also like he is being like, I don't know.
She probably hasn't experienced that kind of outburst before, so she probably didn't really know how to react to it.
He also doesn't. She doesn't really know what Tusken Raiders are, I don't think. And
no, she doesn't.
The only context
she doesn't actually know what they look like.
Is Clean Lars, Shmee's my wife. all he says is, "They walk like men, but they're animals," like whatever, right?
Yeah,
that's
literally.
All she knows is like these are like savages, like they're not like she doesn't know anything about their culture or who they are.
Right. We don't know if they maybe explained it to her a little, like while he was off going to killing them, the women and the children too.
Dude, he has another movie where he gets framed for killing all the women and children, and he's like, "I didn't kill the women or the children," and like he doesn't say it that concise, so I can't really clip it. But like it's a Nicolas Cage movie that he does with him, and like he says that line. I'm like, this is so good, but I can't share this. I don't know how to share this with people because it's like he does like a long speech about it, and he mentions it a couple times. He didn't kill them. He didn't kill the women or the children.
I love it when
I don't know if that's
get
a
to
reference,
their own movies and other stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. But yeah, he's just Anakin is just like a hothead kid, man. He's 19.
He's 19.
19.
I remember being 19.
He's a child. Kind of. Like some people are more mature, right?
True.
But like I know like 30-year-olds who are less mature. Like like some people just don't grow up. And again, it goes to his whole upbringing, like everything is going on with him. I don't know. I'm not. Maybe I'm nostalgic, right? Do you think we're blinded by nostalgia, or do you think it's good?
It could be, or we're just both hopeless romantics, and we just want them to be happy together.
True. Yes, Anakin. Yes, it should have been a red flag for Padme, but like maybe it's just like it was kind of showing not his true side, but like he's more than just a Jedi. He's human. He's a person.
Human. Exactly.
Like I think she even says that. She's like, you're human. Like that's okay. Like we all make mistakes. We do things. Like it also shows like his devotion to like his mother, and like I don't know. I think there's way more to it than they could fit in a movie, really.
True. Even though it was almost 2.5 hours long.
True. That's true. But like, and people also like to say like, oh, Padme, she should know better. She's older. I'm like, she's 24.
Yeah.
That's not that old.
I'm a year away.
She's quote unquote
that age. And
exactly.
even now I'm just like, woo.
Exactly. Like the 24-year-old doesn't mean she's a senator, but she's still a person.
Exactly.
You can still fall for people. Like there's obviously, yeah, like we're saying, like this guy like really fell for her. So she's like, well, maybe, like, why not? You know, kind of like she's processing it. But like they're still kids kind of, right? Like I know people, I know girls who are older than that who fall for worse guys. Right? Like people fall for horrible people all the time. It's
all
sad.
The time.
It's so sad, but like, you know, like mature girls or like people who should be wise or whatever fall for just deadbeats, man. Like it's sad but true. It happens. Like I know tons of people that it happened to them. I don't know. And then we get like the final. They get to do some trauma bonding. So
right.
So like they think they're about to die. Right. That's when like they have like the. Like when she finally told him that she loves him right before they think they're going to go die.
Right. But there is a point where she kind of switches her attitude a little bit while they're on Tatooine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because before, when like on Coruscant and on Naboo, she was very passive. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, at first she was just like, no, we need to fight this. I need to find out who's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
But like once like Palpatine had talked to her and she's like, okay, I have to go home for her protection. Obviously she was reluctant, but she didn't fight it.
Right.
And she was still very passive about the whole thing, kind of. But when they got to Tatooine, she of course she saw everything that happened with Anakin.
Yeah.
I think one thing for sure, when she found out that Obi-Wan was in danger, she was just like, okay, we're not going to follow orders anymore. Yeah. We're going to go out and save him. If you want to protect me, you got to go with me.
Yeah.
I think I actually just realized just now, she wanted to protect Anakin because if he were to lose Obi-Wan, it'd be like losing his mom all over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she wanted to protect Anakin by going to save Obi-Wan.
Agreed. That's a good point, actually. Because I was like, why did she care about Obi-Wan so much? She doesn't even know Obi-Wan. Like, she just saw him one time just recently for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
But again, I think that's a really good point. Like, she was protecting Anakin in a way to help him not have that emotional thing, right? So then, she tells him right before they go in the arena. What does she tell? She tells him, I've been dying a little bit each day since the day we met.
Yep.
And I think she says, I love you. And he's like, you love me? I think he asks, like, you love me?
He does. He's like questioning because she's been so resistant against it this whole time. And now suddenly she's just like,
he's
I love you. And he's like,
he's starting early signs of like codependency, even like in the fireplace scene. He's like, I'll do whatever you want. Just tell me what to do. Like, he's kind of like I know guys, like that's kind of like a guy thing to do. Just like, you know what, I'll just let her make the decision.
Right.
I'm not going to get in trouble. You choose, you know, whatever, like it's your choice. And that's kind of like, anyways, that's a silly thing people do. But like, again, he's like kind of showing early stages of codependency in a way, which I do believe. Part of them thinking they're about to die, it's like, well, I might as well share my real emotions to you. Like, Padme's like, well, shoot, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm not saying that, some people have said that like it makes it more fake. I'm like, no, I just feel like it's more real.
It's more real because literally when you're faced with death, nobody's going to lie.
Yeah.
Only the truth comes out when you're faced with death because you're like, I don't want to die without this being said, so I'm going to tell you.
I agree. Sorry, I had nothing to say to that. So sorry. I do agree, and I think it's a really good point, right? I was like, I got nothing. I don't know what else to say. So sorry.
Okay, I have moments like that too.
The next, I think, then they go to the big fight, right? They do the arena, yada, yada, yada. Then Padme falls off the gunship, and he loses his mind.
Yeah.
But, like, I never thought about it till I love rewatching these movies with, like taking notes. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
He just lost his mom. And now, like, the only other girl he likes just fell out of a plane he's flying. Yeah, of course he wants to go save her. He's going
to freak out.
You fell from the Jedi Order. I don't care. Put the ship around. Blah, blah, blah. So he has a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
But I think they're valid.
They're
totally
very valid.
And he's 19.
He's not in tune with his emotions
I'm just
yet. I was not in tune with my emotions at 19. I still
Are you in tune?
I'm still not in tune with my emotions, bro.
But yeah, then like I think that whole situation really kind of solidified their relationship, like through the trauma that they went through. Like they did go through trauma, and they've been through trauma twice now. Kind of, they've been through the war and the start of the Clone Wars.
When I finished watching the movie last night, I looked up how much time spanned throughout the whole movie, and it was like about, I think it was maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So they weren't, even then, they weren't together for that long.
I mean, have you ever been to a camp and then you fall in love with
Okay.
You know, like, listen, you can fall in love with someone in a week.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying, you don't think that a lot can happen, but a lot can happen
and
in
thankfully,
a week.
And that's why I like the prequels better than the
But then
sequels.
you also have to account for the travel time.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, they're hanging out in their ship just chatting away.
Exactly. That's all the off-screen stuff that they don't show.
And like people want to be like, well, they didn't say that. Well, I know we can't prove what they said to each other off screen, but we can kind of assume that they're chatting. They're not just talking to C-3PO.
I mean, if they were chatting all alone, like in the house, on the beach, the patio, I'm pretty sure chatting during dinner, while pretending to be refugees. They definitely chatted while
that scene
in their
too.
ship.
That's a good scene too, where she learns a lot about him. And he makes some mental gymnastics about love. It's like, well, I can't remember his spiel. He talks about unconditional love or whatever. He like doesn't like mental gymnastics to figure out why he can love people now. The Jedi forbid love.
Right, that's when he mentions like attachments versus love, because he's like, yes, we are encouraged to love.
Just because Ki-Adi Mundi has 9 wives.
Compassionate. Well, that's a completely different situation.
I know. I'm aware. I was just making a joke. I'm making a joke. Beyond that, one thing I noticed, I was like, wait, how did they get back to Naboo to have a wedding? Like, he's still a Padawan. Like, why'd they go back? Because they go back and have a wedding.
Right.
It's kind of a weird jump.
Nobody knows that. So right before it switches to that scene, Obi-Wan is saying that he went with her to make sure that she got back home safe.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, pretty much.
How do I not remember that at all?
I watched it last night, so it's pretty clear.
Okay.
Pretty fresh in my mind.
Then there's only 3 people in the world that know they're married. R2-D2, C-3PO, and the priest guy.
Whoever he is.
Whatever that is. I don't know.
Just the that guy. Extra.
I want to meet that guy. I don't know. I just want to go against anyone that says it's bad acting. It really bothers me when people say that episode 2 is bad acting. I
like watching movies. And
okay.
And I actually want to be an actress myself. Go. So I like watching live action movies more than cartoons, because I like to see it as kind of me studying the actors in the movies, so that I can kind of think about it and try to get it in myself, so that I can practice it myself when I so I can become an actress in the future. And I've kind of gotten a little sensitive to what is good acting and what isn't. And honestly, acting in that movie was really good. I've seen some bad acting, and trust me, that was not it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's direction. Like, yes, Anakin acts a little creepy, but I think it's all on purpose. I think it was. I mean, yes, George Lucas is notorious for doing kind of weird writing, but like my thought was like, maybe that's just how they talk in Star Wars. Maybe it's not awkward. Maybe that's just how people talk in his universe, right? Like, I don't know. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because like everyone kind of talks weird. And like, especially in Jedi, like in the Jedi area, like a lot of people kind of just talk just weird. But I don't know. What do I write? So I have to read this. As homeschoolers, that weird trying to figure out normal human rules feeling. It's the same vibe Anakin just had a lightsaber and anger issues.
What's normal?
I know.
That is an
the status
empty
quo.
word.
Normal?
Yes.
And normal doesn't matter anymore to most people.
Normal doesn't exist.
Which I like. I'm happy for that. I'm very happy that normal isn't a thing.
Be weird.
Anyways, I don't want to get into episode 3 because that's a whole nother ballpark of things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I just really feel like Anakin and Padmé, it makes sense when you really want to like dive into it. I think on the surface, I get why people think it's awkward and weird and doesn't make like, why would she fall for him?
It's not the typical romance love story that
it's not.
See in movies, but this one is actually it makes sense.
It does.
Because they had stuff, I mean, they were raised very differently, but at the same time, they had a lot in common. And people who have a lot in common are drawn to each other.
Agreed. 100%. But yeah, I love episode 2. It's not my favorite Star Wars movie. It's up there. Hey, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? I didn't ask you that. What's your
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did ask you that. That's why we're doing this episode. I remember now. I asked you, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? Let's do a podcast on it. And you told me this one. Nice. My favorite is episode 1.
Okay.
Obviously.
That's my dad's favorite. He loves the pod racing.
Dude, so cool.
The pod racing.
Why can't we get a pod race movie? Whatever.
That would be so cool.
Mario Kart, Star Wars pod racing.
Just a video game that's based on pod racing.
They have one from MetaQuest 3. Anyways. They do.
Really?
They have the old pod racing game.
And they've got pod racing in the Lego Star Wars games, too.
The original one is so hard.
It is, though. It is. I remember playing
the complete saga is a little bit easier. I have a whole episode about Lego Star Wars. But I've looked it up. The original one that came out is harder than the complete saga one that came out after that.
I think I've only ever played the original.
It's so hard. Oh, I think it's the first game I ever rage quit. Anyways, it is. It is 100. I know it's for a fact the first game I rage quit on. Anyways, do you have any other thoughts on Anakin and Padmé? In this, we're not doing a full like movie review. It's just about them and their like relationship. I think the Jedi are stupid for not catching on to this.
Yeah, they were a little oblivious, but at the same time, they also had a lot of other things to worry about.
And there is a cloud of darkness going over it.
Right.
Last thing I do want to say, I think I said this in the first time we recorded this, but I haven't said it this time. I think him oversharing with Padmé because he felt comfortable around her is one of the main reasons he turned to the dark side. Because Chancellor Palpatine kind of like was that outlet for him, like a father figure, quote unquote, somewhere he could talk about things are going on in the Jedi Order that he didn't feel comfortable telling other Jedi because he didn't want to be reprimanded.
Emotions were not really a thing in the Jedi Order. They don't have therapists.
And again, like coming from like a sheltered Christian background, like a lot of times there's things that are like taboo, like, and like a lot of kids who are really in like religious circles, a lot of times hide things from their parents. Like they're like, well, I know I'm not supposed to do this. I can't date people, so I'm just going to sneak around, right? Like they hide things because it's natural to do that.
Yeah.
Because you're afraid of being reprimanded. And like Anakin obviously is, oh, Obi-Wan's going to be mad at me again. Or like he doesn't want to be reprimanded. Like, yes, master. Sorry, master. I try, master. Like he's obviously being like hounded upon by the Jedi. So it makes sense. It makes natural sense to be a human and like hide these things from like your
Everyone
your
has the rebellious teenage phase.
Yes.
Some don't grow out of it
as
usual people do, but even I get a little rebellious sometimes still.
Whatever that even means. What does that even mean at this point?
But the forbidden love story, that's one of my favorite tropes, not the favorite.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I love George Lucas's writing a lot. I love how he did it. I don't know, because, anyways, I'm just going to do one quick tangent on George Lucas. I love his movies because they're all individual.
Yeah.
Right? He made 4, 5, and 6, and he made 1, 2, and 3, and they feel like completely different. They feel like Star Wars, but they feel like individual stories.
They are. Yeah, they definitely are.
Even
though the characters in each one is they're all connected.
Yeah.
But they're still their own stories.
Exactly. And they don't give big reveals like the sequels do. So it's my last thing I'm going to say before I end, because I've said this a bunch of times. The sequels, like Force Awakens, there's a big moment. Like here's Han Solo. He comes in. Chewie, we're home. Right? Like the whole thing. Episode 1, it's just kind of like Yoda's kind of talking and does like a wide shot, and like it's not like a "this is Master Yoda" kind of deal. Like Obi-Wan in the first of episode 1, just like, Obi-Wan, be mindful of your feelings. Like they don't give a big moment, which makes it feel more like a continuing story instead of like, oh, it's been 20 years since the last Star Wars movie. This is a Star Wars movie again. Look at it feels more Hollywood and like Disney now to do that. But that's why I like George's, because he made him, and you can't really get mad at him because it's his. At least for me, like I can't be mad at the guy. He made what he wanted to make. It's what he wanted to make.
And I mean, people still love it. It is one of the biggest franchises in the whole world, if not the biggest.
Yes, people like to hate on Disney, but they've made a lot of really cool stuff out of Star Wars.
Honestly, their movies weren't the greatest, but some of their shows were not bad.
Yes, but
Andor has been getting pivoting pretty good reviews.
It is really good. Have you watched it?
I haven't watched the second season yet. I still need to watch the second season.
Hello.
I'm trying to finish Clone Wars, okay?
That's fair. that is valid.
It's been taking me way too long to watch Clone Wars.
100% valid. But no, I think, and I'm not going on a tangent about Disney. I'm not. I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to do it. I'm not because I don't, at this point, they're not listening to the podcast now. I just don't. I've done it enough. I've made my peace with Disney Star Wars. Their parks, amazing. I'm glad they bought it. That is my official standpoint, is I'm glad they bought it. I'm glad it wasn't DreamWorks.
I mean, we wouldn't have Galaxy's Edge if Disney hadn't.
Universal would have probably made one.
True.
But it might have been more roller. Anyways, I am happy Disney bought Star Wars. If you've made it this far, I'm just going to do an outro now. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you could leave us a review on whatever you're listening to us on. Again, thank you for joining, and may the Force be with you. It's not bad writing. It's emotionally stunted space wizards trying to flirt.